He refused to file bankruptcy.
He refused to file bankruptcy.
Well, yeah, because just his ego. I would have filed bankruptcy immediately. I don't mind bankruptcy.
Oh, you?
I'm not gonna pay. I'm filing Chapter 11 so fast, your head's gonna spin. I'll be back. You go, what happened? No, I'm just not gonna pay.
The story begins with 50 Cent speaking openly about his long history with Diddy and Jay-Z. He admits there has always been tension, competition, and personal conflict. This was never a secret. According to 50, the problems did not start recently. They go back many years, even before his rise to global fame. He says people accuse him of revenge, and he does not deny that emotions are involved, but he insists what he is showing now is real material, not made-up drama. He claims there is footage, recorded calls, contracts, and signed agreements that explain why powerful people are nervous about what is being exposed. 50 Cent explains that Diddy is not the only person involved. In his view, Diddy represents a larger problem inside the music industry. He describes an industry where people smile in public but act very differently behind closed doors. According to him, artists are controlled, blocked, or silenced, while powerful figures stay protected. He says this is why certain films and documentaries face resistance. In his words, when the truth gets too close, people try to shut it down. Season 2 of 50 Cent's documentary reportedly introduces new tapes and unseen material involving both Diddy and Jay-Z. This immediately caused waves across the industry. The claims suggest that Jay-Z may have been closer to Diddy's inner circle than many people believed. He was allegedly present at parties, named in lawsuits, and linked through business and social ties, yet never appeared in court. Supporters of this theory say Jay-Z managed to distance himself at the right time, leaving Diddy to face the consequences alone. According to these reports, there is a belief that Jay-Z allowed Diddy to take the fall while quietly protecting his own position. Some people believe Jay-Z was skilled at staying out of direct trouble while still benefiting from the same system. Others argue that there is no proof of this and that it is speculation driven by old rivalries. Still, the timing of events has caused many to question how certain people always seem untouched when scandals break. 50 Cent also connects this idea to larger moments in hip-hop history, including the Super Bowl halftime show. He claims there was an effort to exclude him from performing. According to him, the show would not happen without his involvement, and Eminem stepped in to make that clear. Eminem reportedly told organizers he would not perform unless 50 Cent was included. This moment, according to 50, showed how power moves happen behind the scenes. The conversation then shifts to awards and recognition. 50 Cent points out how Jay-Z's public image changed over time. He claims that before Jay-Z's relationship with Beyoncé, the recognition was limited. After the marriage, the awards increased rapidly. He describes this as strategic positioning rather than coincidence. In his view, awards are often used to secure loyalty, attendance, and influence within the culture. 50 also talks about how children connected to powerful figures receive recognition early. He suggests this is not about talent at that stage, but about securing future presence and control. In his opinion, the industry rewards families and alliances, not just music. These claims have been debated heavily, but they continue to circulate because many people feel the system is not fair. The rivalry between 50 Cent and Jay-Z goes back to the late 1990s. 50 openly challenged Jay-Z early in his career, calling him out in music. He says he noticed patterns where Jay-Z would release albums at the same time as other artists, blocking their sales. According to people close to the industry, this was not accidental. It was a business tactic used to dominate the charts and weaken competition. Artists like Beanie Sigel have spoken in the past about how hard it was to grow under that system. Some felt they were never allowed to shine fully. 50 says he always wondered why his albums were matched against Jay-Z's releases. At the time, albums were physical copies, and fans had limited money. Releasing at the same time forced buyers to choose, and Jay-Z almost always won. 50 Cent says he did not want to believe it was intentional at first, but over time, the pattern became too clear to ignore. He describes it as in-house competition designed to hold others back. This behavior, he claims, went against the public message of supporting Black artists and unity within hip-hop. He also talks about how artists like Nas were treated. According to 50, Jay-Z and Diddy worked together during certain periods to control who succeeded. Loyalty mattered more than talent. If you were not part of the circle, doors closed quickly. Insiders say these power plays shaped the entire industry for decades. Another key moment discussed is the Super Bowl performance again. Multiple people recall that Jay-Z did not want 50 Cent included. Even those who are unsure about the details admit that Eminem played a major role in making sure 50 appeared. This reinforced the idea that Jay-Z and 50 were always competitors, even when they worked near each other. As the story moves forward, attention turns back to Diddy's legal issues. Reports show a timeline that raises questions. CNN reportedly held footage for years before releasing it. Raids happened in specific months. Books appeared suddenly, then were discredited. Each event lined up in a way that made some people believe Diddy was being targeted deliberately. One controversial book, allegedly written by Kim Porter, accused Diddy of serious misconduct. The book was later called fake by Porter's children. Investigators said the real author was someone else, who claimed the material came from a flash drive. This added confusion and suspicion around the entire situation. Many insiders believe Diddy was celebrated at the highest level, then suddenly removed. One moment he had honors and influence, and the next he was facing massive legal trouble. To some, this felt planned. To others, it was simply the result of years of bad behavior finally catching up. 50 Cent believes Diddy is being targeted, but not randomly. He suggests someone with power pulled the trigger to start the domino effect. According to him, that person knew exactly when to step back and stay silent. This silence, in 50's view, speaks louder than words. 50 Cent says he watched Jay-Z carefully over the years. He believes every move was calculated. He mocks what he sees as fake unity and public performances of support. In private, he believes the relationships were cold and strategic. He claims Jay-Z's image as a leader of Black excellence was carefully managed. The topic of Beyoncé returns again. 50 refers to the marriage as a contract that changed Jay-Z's public perception. He says Jay-Z went from being seen as a street rapper to a respected businessman and family man. This shift, according to him, opened doors to awards and influence that were previously closed. Another serious claim discussed is Jay-Z's past legal trouble. In 1999, Jay-Z turned himself in over a stabbing incident at a New York club. Although he was not convicted, the case showed that his history was not as clean as many believe. 50 points out that both Jay-Z and Diddy faced serious accusations in the past, but avoided jail time. Diddy, however, eventually ended up behind bars. This difference fuels the idea that Jay-Z knew how to protect himself better. Critics argue this does not prove wrongdoing, but supporters of the theory say patterns matter more than single events. 50 Cent also describes his personal discomfort around Diddy. He recalls a meeting where Diddy's behavior made him uneasy. He says the way Diddy spoke and acted felt inappropriate and strange. At the time, people laughed it off. Years later, those moments look different. Other artists have shared similar feelings. Some spoke about feeling uncomfortable but not understanding why until much later. The internet, according to 50, amplifies these reactions once patterns become visible. People like Orlando Brown were once dismissed as unstable when they spoke out. Now, some of their claims are being revisited. The same happened with Jaguar Wright, who has spoken for years about abuse and power inside the industry. At the time, many ignored her. Now, people are listening. Jaguar Wright claims victims are ready to come forward. She says Jay-Z has been protected for a long time. She also makes serious allegations involving other artists, though many remain unproven. These statements have sparked intense debate and concern. Attention then turns to politics. Reports surfaced that Donald Trump might consider commuting Diddy's sentence. Sources claim discussions happened behind the scenes. Trump himself has made mixed statements, sometimes calling Diddy a friend, other times avoiding commitment. This raised outrage among many people. Critics say justice should not depend on wealth or connections. Survivors of abuse feel ignored when powerful figures are considered for mercy. 50 Cent strongly opposes any pardon and has made his position clear online. Diddy has already filed an appeal, trying to overturn his conviction. His legal team argues technical points, claiming lack of financial motive. Regardless of the outcome, Diddy appears determined to regain his status. The final question remains unresolved. If Diddy believes Jay-Z set him up, this feud could expose decades of secrets. If not, then this may simply be another chapter in hip-hop rivalry. Either way, the power structure of the industry is under a spotlight like never before. The story shows how fame, money, and influence shape reality. Some people fall, others survive. Some speak out, others stay silent. And behind the music, there is always a business game being played. Only time will tell what is true, what is exaggerated, and what is yet to be revealed. The industry is watching closely, and so is the world. As the pressure around Diddy continues to grow, many people are starting to look at the silence of those closest to him over the years. Jay-Z's quiet distance has become one of the biggest talking points. For decades, the two were seen together at major events, parties, and business moves. They were often described as partners in influence, if not in contracts. Yet now, as Diddy faces the biggest downfall of his life, Jay-Z has said almost nothing publicly. To some, this silence feels intentional. 50 Cent believes silence can be a strategy. In his view, staying quiet while others speak allows you to survive storms without taking damage. He claims Jay-Z mastered this skill early in his career. According to 50, Jay learned when to speak, when to step back, and when to let someone else take the blame. This does not mean Jay-Z caused Diddy's problems, but it raises questions about who benefits when chaos happens. There is also talk about how the media chooses what stories to push and when to push them. Many people noticed how long certain footage was held before being released. Some clips reportedly existed for years, but only came out when the moment was right. This leads to questions about who decides timing and why certain stories are protected while others are exposed. 50 Cent often points out that the music industry does not move randomly. He believes everything happens with purpose. Albums drop at certain times, scandals break at certain moments, careers rise and fall based on decisions made far from the spotlight. According to him, the public only sees the surface, not the deals happening behind closed doors. Another important part of this story is fear. Many artists are afraid to speak. Some rely on powerful figures for money, protection, or opportunity. Speaking out could end careers. 50 says this fear keeps people silent even when they know something is wrong. He believes this is why it took so long for stories about Diddy to surface. When people did speak, they were often attacked or labeled unstable. Their past mistakes were used to discredit them. Their words were mocked. Over time, the message became clear: speak out and lose everything. This pattern is something 50 says he has seen over and over again. The idea of power protecting power comes up again when people discuss legal outcomes. Jay-Z faced serious accusations in the past, but walked away without prison time. Diddy did the same for years. Now only one of them is behind bars. This difference fuels theories about who really controls outcomes. Some believe Diddy made one key mistake. They say he talked too much. He appeared on camera, joked, bragged, and sometimes confessed without realizing it. Jay-Z, on the other hand, stayed guarded. He rarely gave interviews. He avoided risky situations. He let others speak for him. According to 50, that difference changed everything. The discussion also moves toward how younger artists are affected. Many new rappers enter the industry believing talent is enough. Over time, they learn that connections matter more. 50 says many artists were pushed aside not because they lacked skill, but because they threatened the wrong people. He points to how certain labels controlled distribution, radio play, and promotion. If you were blocked at any of those levels, your career slowed down. Jay-Z and Diddy, according to these claims, were positioned at the center of those systems. Another detail people talk about is loyalty. If an artist stayed loyal, they were rewarded. If they challenged leadership, they were punished. 50 believes this created a culture where artists had to choose between success and freedom. As Diddy fights his legal battles, there are reports that he still believes he can return to power. His appeal shows he is not giving up. Some insiders say he believes people who once stood with him will eventually speak up. Others think he feels betrayed by those who disappeared when things got bad. If Diddy ever decides to speak openly, it could change everything. People wonder if he has information that could affect others. If he believes he was set up, he may try to expose what he knows. This possibility makes many people nervous. 50 Cent has hinted that if Diddy talks, the industry will never be the same. He suggests that secrets buried for decades could come out. Contracts, recordings, and messages could shift public opinion forever. At the same time, critics accuse 50 of using controversy for attention. They say he enjoys stirring drama. 50 responds by saying he has nothing to lose. He is already successful. He claims he speaks because he can, not because he needs anything. This brings the conversation back to control. Who controls the narrative? Who controls the money? Who controls the consequences? These questions sit at the center of everything happening right now. As fans watch events unfold, opinions remain divided. Some believe Jay-Z is being unfairly targeted by rumors. Others believe he has simply been smarter than everyone else. Some see Diddy as a victim of a system that turned on him. Others believe justice is finally catching up. What cannot be denied is that hip-hop is facing a moment of reflection. The culture is being forced to look at its leaders, its systems, and its values. The stories being told now will shape how the next generation views success and power. For years, the image sold to the public was unity, brotherhood, and progress. Behind that image, according to many voices, was control, silence, and fear. Whether these claims are proven or not, the conversation itself shows that trust has been broken. As investigations continue and more information comes out, the industry remains on edge. Everyone is watching who speaks and who stays quiet. Every move is being analyzed. In the end, this is not just about Diddy, Jay-Z, or 50 Cent. It is about how power works when money, fame, and influence collide. It is about who pays the price and who walks away untouched. The truth may come out slowly. It may come out all at once. Or it may never fully come out at all. But one thing is clear. The spotlight is no longer focused only on the music. It is now focused on the people who controlled it for decades. And once people start asking questions, it becomes harder to stop them. As more time passes, people are beginning to question the structure of the music industry itself. Many now believe that what is happening with Diddy is not an isolated case, but part of a larger pattern. Over the years, certain names kept rising no matter what happened around them, while others disappeared after one mistake or one disagreement. This uneven outcome makes people wonder if success was ever only about music. 50 Cent often says that hip-hop became a business long before most artists realized it. Once money replaced passion, power replaced creativity. He believes the culture slowly shifted from expression to control. Artists were no longer free voices. They became assets, contracts, and leverage. This shift created a system where image mattered more than truth. Public stories were polished. Private actions were hidden. As long as money kept moving, no one asked questions. When problems surfaced, they were buried or delayed until the moment was right. According to this view, Diddy's downfall only happened when he stopped being useful to those above him. Some insiders believe Diddy was protected for years because he generated massive profit. He brought in talent, brands, and connections. As long as that machine worked, he was safe. Once legal pressure and public opinion turned, the protection faded quickly. Jay-Z, in contrast, positioned himself differently. He expanded beyond music early. He entered fashion, sports, tech, and ownership. By doing this, he reduced his dependence on any single system. 50 Cent believes this gave Jay-Z insulation. If one area faced trouble, the rest stayed intact. Another major factor is